It's Monday. Y'all know what that means. We are back here again with another Market Monday, breaking down everything happening in the marketplace room with the show 22 this week and going over all the content we got coming out, which we have quite a huge content week coming this week. Lots of things in store, lots of things to talk about here. Let's hop into this one. First off, coming in here into the marketplace, we did have that flash sale going down on Friday that gave us a couple packs. It wasn't the biggest flash sale we've ever gotten, but if you did get any investments out specifically in these all-star guys, Stanton and Manoah, they haven't moved too much, but they've come up a little bit. If you're getting them down around that 30K price point, back up to about 44K right now, could be making around 10,000 stubs a piece there. Same with our Juan Sotos. I believe I was getting these. If I look here, I bought a Juan Soto right here for 36,000 stubs. He's 52K right now that I just sold a couple. So pretty solid return on our investments if you got any of those. Same can be said with those headliner pack that we got. Even though they were non-sellable, we did see a dip. Barry Larkin got super low. Same with a guy like Trevor Hoffman, got super low as well. If I come in here to my completed orders, we can see a Trevor Hoffman. I was buying him for 28K. Barry Larkin for 30K. Hoffman now at 82,000 stubs and Barry Larkin at 70K. If you cashed in on those, if you got some of those, definitely a good time to sell, especially with the content coming out this week. We're likely going to get some opportunities to get some of these headliner packs featuring those cards in these new programs and things coming out. So I think it's a good time to come back through, sell those cards, take that massive profit you got there. I did looking at some of the juicy cards. We do still see that they are quite expensive, especially for the rare round. They did dip a little bit now that we could come back in here and buy two of these, but a guy like Honus Wagner, 143 on the buy now. Tom Seaver 145 and Joe Torre 148. We get to the base round, not quite as much. You can see that 101 on the Michael Young right there. We're gonna have a really fun video coming out with that in the very near future. 17K. They are above quick sell though. These should drop long term, these juicy cards. So if you're wanting to wait and pick them up at a little bit of a cheaper price point, I definitely think that opportunity will present itself at some point in time. But right now, they are quite expensive. You want to take a risk at one of the packs? Hey, you know, you're probably going to lose about half your stubs, worst case scenario. Could definitely risk it there. Go for those juicy cards. Try to pull one of these red rounds that are still 150, close to 150,000 stubs. Again, though, I do expect to get some more of these juicy packs in the very near future. And in general, see the market on these drop some. Now, moving on to the content for the week. The first update we have here coming on Tuesday, the new Battle Royale program, bringing in two insane flawless rewards with Retro Finance Corey Kluber and postseason flashback Corey Seager. Both of those cards are going to be two cards you are going to want, are going to be very expensive, and you're going to see in lineups for a very long time. So from a stub making opportunity, this presents us a couple options. We come down in here and we take a look at the Battle Royale program. One, we can see a guy here like Johnny Cueto for that first day, even into that second day, holding north of 500,000 stubs. Same can be said here for Larry Walker, holding even closer to 600,000 stubs on Larry Walker. These previous guys, 500 to 600K those first 2 days they were on the market. And I fully expect both Kluber and Seager to be a little bit more desirable than that and be probably holding at that million stub price point for longer, not forever. They're probably going to go down relatively quickly, just as we see with these, with both the Walker and the Johnny Cueto. But it presents an opportunity. If you can come in here and complete this BR program in a relatively timely fashion, you are going to be able to make a ton of subs from selling this flawless player. That Kluber and Seager are going to be very valuable. Not to mention, of course, you're going to get your rewind pack, you're going to get your 90-point reward, and then you're going to get all your bronze, silvers, and golds again from the previous program. As you come in here, get the current ones, and you get all the flashback ones as well, which is another great investment opportunity. We do want to come in here and keep our eye on the price points of really the silvers and the golds. We're not going to mess with the bronzes too much, but we want to take a look at the silvers and the golds from previous Battle Royale program. Let me show a couple examples here of the price points some of these can get to and some of the return that you can make. First off here, Brian Wilson, we can see 0 stubs on the buy now. He's max price, 5,000 subs for a silver. If you had one to sell, you could list it for 5,000 and it would sell very close to immediately at that price point. Now, we tab over to the marketplace tab, we take a look at the trend. We can see about a month ago when that last Battle Royale program dropped around that 8th, we see that drop in price happening from where he was max price again, now down around that 1250 price point, maybe around that 1300 stubs or so, give or take. So you could have been easily picking up these Brian Wilsons at will for 1300 stubs a piece just about a month ago, and then not even less than 2 weeks later, he's going to be right back up to that 5,000 stub price point. So you're turning 1300 into 5k in a week, maybe 2 weeks. That is a really strong return on our investment. And the trend line for essentially every previous silver from the Battle Royale programs is going to look very, very similar to this Brian Wilson. As you get those rewind option packs, as you're going through the new BR program, make note of those silver players and those gold players, so you know to go back and look at those cards in 24 hours, even a little bit more than that, buy some up. Super low value. If you can get close to quick sell, definitely take advantage of that. We also do still see the same thing with golds as well. One of my favorite ones to look at here, we have both Garrett Cole and Tony Watson on the Pirates. Take a look at Tony Watson right now, selling for 15,000 stubs on the buy now, which is an insane price point for a gold. That is 10,000 under that max price. 15k, super high price. We take a look at what he was doing around that 9.8. We see that dip. Prior to that, it looked like he was holding around 71, 7,200. Dips all the way down to around 2,400 stubs, and within just a matter of days, already back creeping up into the 10k range, getting close to 20k at one point, now settling in around that 15k. So Tony Watson, if you're watching this video on Tuesday after 2 p.m. Central Time when the VR program drops, Tony Watson is not going to be 15,000 stubs. He's going to be much more affordable at that price point. Look for him around that 2,500, 3,000 stub margin, and you could be looking to sell him back in a couple days for 9 to 10k stubs. VR investing, one of the most consistent stub making methods that we have. Very consistent, tried and true, has worked for every BR program that we've had these rewind cards in the history of BR programs over the last 2 years. It's worked in all of them. This is a very good method. So keep your eye out on those. Take note of those golds and silvers. The bronzes are an option, but the dip is not near as much, and the ceiling is capped at 2,500. So no point coming in and buying a bronze for 1,000 and turning it around and selling it for 2,500, but I could just go buy a silver for 1,500 and turn around and sell it for 5,000 stubs. One more thing I want to keep my eyes on with this BR program is, will we get a 90-point rewind pack? As of right now, these previous 90-point rewards from the Battle Royale program, you cannot earn in any other fashion. However, I would expect at some point we are going to be able to re-earn those. So that could be with this upcoming one, which again, just going to present another way to make stubs. If you've done all those other ones, you're going to have another duplicate card to sell. So BR program coming tomorrow. One of the best ways to make stubs, one of the best things you can do in this game to make stubs and build your team as a no money spent player. Definitely recommend it. Outside of that, we do have monthly awards dropping on Wednesday. Stub wise, not going to be too impactful, but you do have the opportunity to come in and sell those monthly award cards as you earn them. And a lot of those can be selling for hundreds of thousands of stubs at a time. So not a bad idea to come in and sell those as you're earning those, and you can go back through, buy them a little bit later for a cheaper price point to then go through and complete that program. So again, if you're on when those content drops, an opportunity there. Not to mention, we're going to unlock that Soriano and likely a cracked out lightning card with some of the cards we're getting right now. Finally, not mentioned on the schedule, but we also are getting a new featured program coming Friday. Now we know nothing about that feature program. We don't know what it's going to look like. We don't know what it's going to entail, so I can't talk too much on it at the current time because we don't really know a whole lot. How long it will be, how many bosses will be, etc. But I would assume we'll get a schedule update on Tuesday when that BR program drops. So when that happens, keep your eyes on the schedule and see if we get any sort of information, insight, hints at what that next feature program could be. So that's what I got for today. Big content week incoming. Lots of ways to make stubs. As always, y'all enjoyed this video, definitely be sure to leave a like and subscribe. Until next time, I'll catch y'all around.